Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Glenn. If it's your first time, I want to say welcome. Today I'm gonna, well, not try to answer, but I'm gonna just talk about a question that has been asked over and over again. For HotShot trucking and car hauling, which truck is the best truck to use? Whether it's the Dodge Ram or the Ford 6.7. I'm not sure though if there is a better truck of such. I'm not sure on that, or if it's just a choice for, based on the answers that people or other drivers are giving. Some say that Ford is a better truck, some will say the Ram is a better truck. I mean, that could be subjective, but there are a few things to consider when thinking about these two equipment. The Ford 6.7, it uses a V8 diesel engine, and from what I understand from V8, it will give you speed, and of course the Ford pickup truck, it has a lot of speed, so I understand that that will give you speed, and the Ford has speed. It's actually quicker than the Dodge. The Dodge uses a 6.7 as well, but that is an inline six, a straight six as you would call it, and that is more better for pulling weight and probably give you more torque. Ford is different. Ford will give it a speed, but is it as strong as the Dodge? Not sure, and I somewhat don't think so based on my experience. I have a Ford Powerstroke 6.7, and well, what I have with it is transmission issue, transmission fail, but also turbo fail, which I can't really blame that on the type of engine, but I also have other issues with the engine in terms of the oil cooler. The oil cooler just keep leaking. I'm not sure what's the problem with that one, and I can't say whether or not it's the brand of truck or it's just a mechanical issue for a truck. On the other hand, the older Dodge Ram truck that I have, which is the 5.9 diesel, I have no issue with that truck whatsoever, none whatsoever. The only problem I had with that was the drive shaft, the where the bearings are, it was rattling. That was the only issue I have with that truck. No other issue. So it drives perfectly well. It's a 2003, and I still use that truck right now. It has a lot of mileage, over almost 300,000 miles, but the truck is good. But the Ford, I just use it. I purchased the Ford. This was a 2011 truck, and it just lasts me for, I doubt if I get a full 9 months out of that truck before it has those issues. So I would think that it's subjective to a person who say one is better than the rest. Yeah, guys. So let me start with the Ford, the 6.7 Powerstroke. It's now in its 13 years since it was introduced to the trucks by Ford. Before that, it was the 6.0 and the 6.4. The 6.7 is developed by the Ford engineers. So Ford did this engine themselves, and they placed it in the truck since 2011. The 6.7 Powerstroke is now in its third generation. That's where we are now with this engine. The first generation was the 2011 to 2014, and the 2015 to 2019, and the third generation is 2020 until now. The most problematic generation was the first generation, the 2011 to 2014. That was pure problem Ford claimed that they have with that engine, or let's say people that bought those vehicles has with that engine. Some of the main problem was like the injection pump, the injection fuel pump. Prior to 2020, They use a Bosch CP4-2, and it's known for broken down due to metal contact, which is promoted by air inside the pump, which can completely destroy the fuel system. It can be a very expensive repair. Nobody wants those kind of repair. Another thing that happens to this vehicle is leaks and bad bearing. The Ford has problem with that. Also the EGR cooler issue, it has that. Not as bad as the 6.0 and the 6.4 though, but still promote severe soot buildup inside the EGR, causes the vehicle to go into a limp mode. Another problem the 6.7 Powerstrokes experience is with the NOx sensor. On the first generation, they have this problem more than any other generation. And also, it caused the vehicle also to go into limp mode. Now, if we're going to talk about the truck and its pulling power, because that's basically what most of us use the trucks for, what they do, HotShot or car hauling. I mean, you can use the bigger engines like the 550. Some people use 550, 450, and so forth. But majority of us use the 350 dually in order to pull load, because this engine is a V8 diesel engine. It is not as strong, and this is in my opinion. You guys can differ. Not as strong as its competitors that uses like a 6-cylinder inline straight 6 engine. So this is something you got to consider as well. It's fast, and I think it's even faster than its competition, the main competition, which is the Dodge Ram. It is faster, and but although it's able to put out like 1,050 pound-feet of torque, it is just not as durable as its competitor. So that's my thought on the Ford. So guys, let's look at the Dodge Ram now. It uses the 6.7 Cummins turbo diesel engine, and this engine has been used by Dodge since 2007. That's the first time they placed them in the pickup trucks. These engines are not free from faults as well. They do have their faults, just like the Ford. One of the problems that they have is the turbo and head gasket failure. These truck has this kind of problem. And they also have the DPF clogging caused by soot buildup. And so that's another issue with it. However, in 2013, they start using the CSR emission control system, and that helps a lot preventing that soot buildup in the diesel engine, along with the diesel exhaust fluid that they start using in 2013, which helps to reduce the clogging. That's one of the ways in which they try to work on the Ram 6.7 turbo diesel, by doing that. The turbo failure that it caused by leaking oil seal and worn bearing and so on. You know, there are a few other little issues that cause this to happen as well. Fuel dilution. This is another problem. And in order to prevent this, but this can be prevented, because in order to prevent this, we just got to make sure that the vehicle is properly warmed up in the morning or whenever you're going to use the truck, and also do less idling. Don't let the truck idle for a long period of time, because this can cause the fuel dilution. The EGR cooler failure is another one. But we can fix this. Can be an easy fix, as well as it costs money to fix, because you can clean it yourself, or take it to a shop and they clean it, or you can replace it. You know, just change it, put another one on. Or some guys, what they will do is just delete the EGR system completely. But if you're going to do that, you're going to make sure that it's legal in your state, because it can be illegal in some states. So don't just go delete your EGR. You got to make sure that it's legal to do in your states. And the other reason why you gotta probably just leave it alone and make it stay there, just clean it or replace it, is because most of us that does hot shotting, you not only do it in your state. Most people do it across states. We cross state lines, so you got to make sure, because your state might said it's okay, but you might end up in another state and get pulled by the DOT, and it's not cool, you know. So it's best to just clean it or change it, you know, whenever you can. So guys, these two truck has their issues. The Ram though, it was the first one that came out with the over 1,000 pound-feet of torque. There was like 1,075 pound-feet of torque. Lot of guys love this truck because they said it pulls better. My personal preference in buying one of these truck would be the Dodge. It's just a personal preference. Somehow I just love the Dodge. I'm not sure if it's because of the Cummins engine, and I do have a box truck that uses a Cummins engine as well, the same 6.7, and my older pickup truck, the 2003, that is running right now. It also has the Cummins 5.9. So I'm not sure because I used to those why it becomes a preference to me, but somehow I just prefer that, and that's me. Do I think it's a better truck? It would leave to individual. That would be subjective. I'm not sure because I drove the Ford as well, and if it's not giving me any trouble or no problem whatsoever, then yes, it's a good truck to drive, you know. But it's just that, you know, those common problems that the trucks, both of them has common problems. So I think it will leave to your preference which one you prefer, and you know, your servicing of your vehicle, it's really very, very necessary. You know, if you service the vehicle on time, make sure, although yes, we're working and we're trying to pull that money in, but we got to take time to service our vehicle as well, get our oil change, all the services that it need, because that will help to let your vehicle last you for a longer time. So which truck is better? It's up to you. Whichever one you choose, just take care of whatever truck you choose, and just make it be your truck, and it can last you long, because I see Ram truck has over 500,000 miles. I see Ford has over 500,000 miles. So I mean, these trucks can do the work. It's just that you know, they're manufacturing problems, but we got to just take care of the truck that we use and make the best of them. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you like this video. Please like, share, and subscribe.